What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to throw out a little bit of a different type of video, and the reason why is because I thought that it may help not only the person who this video is being made for, but it may also help you guys, just in case you're in the same position as Brandon Suarez. The only thing that stays consistent is the grind. Keep on grinding. In case you aren't familiar with Brandon Suarez, over the last couple of months, he has become very, very popular on YouTube, and rightfully so. Content creators such as myself, Harlem Bling, and many other content creators that are out there have been pushing Brandon's channel because we see the potential that Brandon has in terms of passion for the craft. Max from Tracks NYC has also went out on a limb, started doing videos and content and working with Brandon in various different ways. Clearly all with the end goal of trying to help this gentleman to find his way in life and continue to improve in everything that he does. Recently, Brandon Suarez put out a short talking about what his long-term goals are.
Well, I don't have any.
Apparently he gets asked very often what are his long-term goals. He responded by saying,
I live life in the present moment, day by day. So, yeah, thank you for being part of my journey, all of you.
Apparently, Brandon doesn't have any long-term goals. He lives in the present moment, day by day. Now, I can actually relate to this very, very well. The reason why is because as I was growing up, I'm 36 years old now, but as I was growing up, I didn't have any long-term goals. Now, Brandon is clearly a lot younger than me. I don't know how old Brandon is, but the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I feel like not having a long-term goal can adversely affect you. Now, while there is such an allure to not having any goals, to live day by day, to be in the moment, to be free in a sense, living in that way can also end up being detrimental to your future. I feel as though if Brandon were to sit down now, think about who he is right now, think about where he might be in the future, what routes he might want to take in life, because face it, we're forced to live here. We are in this world, and whether that's for the better or the worse, we need to make our way here. If I look back at my life and I really think about the way I started growing up, how I had no long-term goals, how people actually told me you need long-term goals, and I was like, I don't need long-term goals. I live day by day. I'm in the moment and all this stuff. I feel as though if I changed my approach back then, I would be in a much different place. For example, back when I was in school, I didn't think I needed to know Spanish as a language. I used to come into class high, come into class drunk, cut class altogether, and not pay attention. And I remember one day the teacher actually said to me, Joe, don't you think that one day you might need Spanish? And I said, what am I gonna need Spanish? I live in America. Well, in case you guys haven't noticed, now I live in Mexico. Mexico, 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 Mexico. And I really wish I paid attention in Spanish class. So the point is, you really don't know where life is gonna take you. You don't know what paths you may encounter. You don't know what opportunities may come about. So if you don't really think about who you are right now, think about where you want to be in the future, you're not going to really be able to lay the foundation for I don't want to say successful future, because that might not be true. You may be successful regardless, and everybody's success, the word success means something different to everyone else. But I feel like if you took the time to really think about who you are, where you are in life, where you want to be, what you love, and also take into account the fact that people change over time. Brandon, at his age now, is not going to be the same Brandon in a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. We are constantly growing as human beings. We're changing and evolving, and that is just a part of being in this life. So when I saw this short, it made me a little bit sad because I see so much potential in Brandon, not only on the YouTube platform, but in general. He's not afraid to be who he is. He's not afraid to speak his mind. He has a lot of potential in so many different ways. And all this potential can be amplified and honed in on if he did have some long-term goals. So Brandon, I wanted to make this video for you, not to tell you what to do at all, but just give you some of my insight, considering the fact that I am 36 years old. I'm probably a lot older than you. You're probably in your 20s, and I thought that you might be able to maybe benefit from some of the experience and lack of experience that I've had. I really wish that I changed a lot about my life. I'm here now. If I could go back and use the wisdom that I had now back then, I sure would. But back then, because I didn't have that wisdom, I wouldn't have known to lay a different foundation. I wouldn't have known that there might be a possibility that I wouldn't be in the United States. I wouldn't have known so many things. So I wanted to throw this out there. I really hope it helps you, and I really hope it helps anybody out there, because this may not just be a young person's situation or a young person's circumstance or problem. This can be an anybody problem, whether you're 40, 50, 60, it doesn't matter. If you haven't sat down and thought about long-term goals, thought about where you want to be, what you love to do, and all this stuff, you'll never really know who you are, and you'll never really have something to push towards in the future. So Brandon, hope to hear in the future what some of your long-term goals may be if you do decide to make some. Please let me know if this video was helpful to you, and anybody else. I really hope this video helped you, because if I could go back and change things about my life, I definitely would. If I knew what I knew back then, if I knew what I knew now back then, my whole entire life would be different. And I believe that it would be different in a better way. Not to say that I'm not happy with where I am, not to say that I'm not thrilled with my life, because I truly am, but why not try to get better, have better for you? Be the best you can be and have the best that you can have in life. So I feel like the best way to go about doing that is to make some long-term goals. Doesn't mean that you can't live in the moment, doesn't mean that you can't live in a free type of a way, but it also gives you the little structure that you may need in order to build a solid foundation and start going into a direction. And who knows, even if that direction changes, the original direction that you took may have brought you to that direction that ended up taking you into another place. So I hope all that made sense. Anyway, be safe, guys. Talk soon. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys wish that you knew differently back then when you were younger? Do you feel like you should have made long-term goals? What are your thoughts on this? I know we have so much experience on this channel. Please, everybody, share that experience in the comments to help others. Be safe. Talk soon. Catch you all at the next video.